Christopher Daniels has said that he has something every single night that he needs to prove to himself, that he's still at the top of his game, that he can still go as fast and as hard and as much as he ever has. And a bit of a stern warning from Daniels, knowing that you're going to be tested by among the best. This certainly is Eli Knight's night to show out and prove a lot. But Daniels is not going to end his 30-year-plus run on a downer. As an example being made, as a footnote in history, Daniels wants to show he's still at the top of his game. And watching him every time he steps into the ring, it's impossible to argue that point.
You know, there's a lot of observers that feel Christopher Daniels has gotten better at this stage of his career. That he's the best that he ever has been. Because he's much more of a thinking man's wrestler at this point. He's less emotional at times. What do you think, Joe? I think Daniels has seen it all. There's nothing you can do that'll surprise him. There's nothing you're going to do that's going to throw him off his game. And notice that great transition into the headlock by Daniels. He's been all over the world. I mean, think about it this way. When Eli Knight was born, Christopher Daniels was already an 8.5-year veteran of the sport who had appeared on WWF and WCW programming. That shows you just the amount of life and the amount of career Daniels has experienced from a very, very young age, starting in the Chicago area in 1993. Eli Knight with the shoulder tackle. Daniels stands him up. And at 52 years old, the motor on Daniels is unbelievable. In the ring against the 21-year-old, though, Eli Knight, I've seen him in the past. This is a kid that can go, so I'll be interested to see how long Daniels can keep up with Knight. Well, I think this matchup's going to come down to tempo. It's going to come down to pacing. Daniels is not going to want to go a faster Eli Knight style of game. Daniels will want to dictate that, but it's Knight who sneaks in with an arm drag at this point in time. One advantage that Knight is going to have, it's very easy to scout Daniels. There's footage of him everywhere on every streaming platform that you can figure out. But, I don't know that Daniels has ever seen Eli Knight. Well, again, found out who his opponent was going to be maybe a little late in the game. You had to do some last-minute cramming like that exam that you wait till the last minute to study for. I mean, it was just this week, right, that news came out. And certainly Daniels still has his job at AEW. He's been on the road all week, so he's not exactly had time to sit on the couch and, scroll YouTube. This man is hard at work and exchanging back and forth. And there's the thinking man's mentality of Christopher Daniels. Well, let's not take away from the fact that Eli Knight, we heard it there in the beginning, trained by Booker T. So this is a kid who was trained by one of the best. I've seen Eli in tag team competition before. Interested to see, what a drop kick. What he's able to pull off individually here tonight. But when you're taught by the five-time world champion, Booker T is going to make sure that you are ring ready and ready to go with anyone. Yeah, Booker T is not going to attach his name to anybody that's going to embarrass him or not represent him with the utmost class and respect. And that's what we're seeing from Eli Knight in the early going. My first time seeing this individual, I've heard the hype. I've heard the praise surrounding him from so many people, but it's put up or shut up. It's all about what you can do in the ring. Daniels head first into the buckle. Down he goes, and almost more of a reaction kicked out at one. He is dizzy right now as the fallen angel. Yeah, it's that veteran instinct. Just get off your back at all costs, no matter what situation you're in. Eli's got great fundamentals as well. He's a standout amateur wrestler once upon a time, although that doesn't really reflect his style very much. Daniels hangs on, but just dinged his kidneys off the edge of that ring frame, it looked like. Eli the leg sweep. And when you're a man this young and this fast, distance creates opportunity. Daniels might have been waiting for a punt kick. And instead, Eli Knight, boy, what confidence. Turn that into a drop kick. And Daniels is struggling right here. Switching direction, staying ahead of the game. And it's hard to stay ahead of a man that's seen everything. But sometimes, if you can't be better than somebody, just be different. Eli Knight with big air. Cover. And Daniels out of it at 2. Now, we mentioned Booker T. Look at the ring gear that Eli Knight's wearing. Little nod to Harlem Heat.
A little Booker T, Stevie Ray inspired there. It's always nice to appreciate where you came from and respect those that came before you, but for a man that calls himself disrespectfully athletic, Daniels the counter into the back suplex. Not going to give Eli a chance to do any more high-risk offense. And notice, as soon as Daniels makes that move, that defensive counter, this pace grinds to a halt, and Daniels now will look to take over his way.
You can almost sense Daniels waiting for Eli Knight to make that little mistake. Because Daniels, you look at him now, he almost knew it was coming. He knew that he'd slip up a little bit.
Now, Eli Knight, the biggest matchup of his life, no question. What do you think that does to the nerves coming into a matchup like this? Just the pressure.
We talked about pressure earlier on with Brian Pillman Jr., the pressure that he feels carrying that lineage on his back. You step in there tonight, Eli Knight against somebody who, again, you look at the championship accolades of Christopher Daniels. It's like 3 or 4 pages long. You have to be going in there knowing that all eyes are on you. You're getting this opportunity. You basically had the Warrior Wrestling faithful lobby for you to get into this matchup. You don't want to come out here and lay an egg.
Not at all. I mean, the groundswell of support on Twitter, everybody that has gone to bat for Eli Knight, you got to feel like if he's not successful, he may think in his own mind he's letting people down. This is unique. Daniels driving down, but on the back of the neck, Daniels has focused on that part of the body. And could this be perhaps Daniels setting up for maybe the last rites, maybe something else in his arsenal, 2 count only?
See how Daniels grabbed the arm on that pin, too.
Yeah.
The left arm and
well, so often it's those little things that maybe a layman won't notice off the bat, but it can win or lose a match for you.
Half Nelson, and the fingers digging into the chin for added pressure.
Yeah. That neck has been crimped and stretched and tweaked and compromised for the past several minutes, which will affect Eli's mobility as well, to be sure. Just trying to wear away at the young upstart, but Eli Knight battling back, trying to create that distance once again.
Forearm shot. Stunned Daniels, but the Fallen Angel fighting right back. Knight ducks under. Springboard off the second rope. Cover for the win. And a kick out by Daniels. It too quickly back up. And slows the youngster down once again. Wrenches the neck. Went for a neck breaker. Knight slips free. Big super kick. And now it's anyone's match.
Knight is connecting with the big offense that came brought a moment ago. The thrust kick now. But it's all about the follow through. Can Eli Knight finish? Can he string together more high-impact moves and get the biggest upset of his career? Daniels will not rest on his laurels. Daniels will not take this as a night off. He doesn't know how. Eli better be ready and full throttle.
Knight getting the cylinders fired up. Ducks under again. No! Daniels planted, and Knight looks like he's a little surprised that he hit that, Joe.
Different spin on a neck breaker. That running start, more torque, more impact. Daniels was not ready to be hit from that direction.
Tempo really picking up. Wow. Oh, incredible agility. The Enziguri connects. Daniels planted, skull first into the canvas. Cover.
No!
The Fallen Angel out at 2 after that huge DDT.
Eli so graceful on his feet, can string that offense together when he has that opportunity, when he finds that opening. But the damage that Daniels has done to the neck is prevalent on Eli Knight as it's impeding him from getting back to his feet quickly. Daniels a chance to recover. And now once again, both athletes to their feet.
Daniels sends Eli up. Lands on the apron and hold on there. Oh, look out. Oh! That might be all.
Spicoli driver lands on the neck, and Daniels, as consistent and calculated as he is, cannot get the 3 count. Rich, do you think Daniels expected a kick out like that this late in the bout.
Probably not. And you can see Daniels is starting to get frustrated. .50-50 crowd here in this match.
Rich, keep in mind the vast majority of these fans had no idea who Eli Knight was until he was announced on Warriors social media this week, but he's winning them over one by one with this effort. Daniels rolls through, hooks the leg, but Eli kicks out.
Wow.
Urgency in the eyes of Eli, back to his feet quickly, but the veteran meets him.
Big chop, stun the youngster once again. Another reversal into the corner. Oh, Daniels gets the boot right into the chin. What a counter from Knight. Daniels coming off the ropes. Knight with another drop kick.
Daniels was in midair. There was nowhere to go to counter. And in this environment, midair is Eli's territory.
Something I asked you at the outset of the matchup. Would Daniels be able to keep up conditioning-wise with the younger, more sprightly Eli Knight? And again, taking nothing away from Christopher Daniels, but he's twice Eli Knight's age. That has to be a factor.
Well, I mean, the longer this matchup goes, it will be. Eli, the more fan support he has, certainly Nick J. Holiday leading in those cheers. But Daniels, again, this is a legacy Daniels has built up his entire adult life. Daniels does not wrestle as often as he used to. He only wrestles when it means something to him, and he's not coming to lose.
Sunset flip. Daniels able to roll through. Counters into a cover of his own. Back and forth. Daniels with the legs hooked. Number of pinning combinations, and oh, I think all it did was wear each man out. Both connect with clotheslines, and again, both men are down, and some of the fans rising to their feet here in this sold-out Bendix Arena. We're at capacity here tonight at South Bend.
Keep in mind, Rich, so much of what Eli Knight does with his offense, so much of who inspired Eli Knight growing up are the men that Daniels has tangled with, the men that helped write the book on what that style of wrestling is today. From an AJ Styles to a Jerry Lynn, Daniels was right there with all of them, and in some respects, predating them. Chris Daniels has a lot of tricks up his sleeve as well. Oh!
Devastating high knee, and Daniels collapses. Knight, I think, wants to put an exclamation point on this. He's got Daniels down.
Don't waste time. Don't pound the turnbuckle. You gotta hit it and hit it quick.
Whoa. Oh, wait. Whoa. Knight lost his balance.
Well, quickly up to the top once again.
Oh, Daniels counters.
And that moment that Eli slipped, that short stutter step was enough for Daniels to notice, not get to his feet, but to lie there and play possum. Let Eli score the big move, come up with the knees, and the air rushes out of the young man. You're talking about that cardio, that endurance. It's Eli who's got trouble breathing now.
The youthful exuberance may have cost Eli Knight. Daniels with determination in his eyes.
Best moonsault ever! Daniels connects! That'll do it! Wow.
Here is your winner, Christopher Daniels!
The experience trumped the exuberance, the energy, the high octane of Eli Knight. What an outing for the youngster, but slipping off the buckle and maybe giving Daniels a little too much.